everyone, welcome to another What Sold Wednesday video. My name is Mandy and I am a full-time reseller. And before we get into the numbers today, I did just want to do a quick little snippet of something that I've been kind of seeing in the Facebook groups around this time of year, and that is taxes when you're a reseller. I am not a CPA, so I am not giving you any advice. I am just going to give you some tips or point you in the right direction to people that are knowledgeable. So if you have questions about doing your taxes, like when do I need to start paying in quarterly? How much of my cell phone bill can I deduct as an expense? Can I deduct my home office? If I use a storage unit, can I deduct that? How do I track my miles? Any of those questions, I would 100% think it is completely worthwhile and worth the money to get a CPA for your first year. Along with that, though, I would make sure that the CPA that you choose has some sort of background knowledge about online sales. I've seen in Facebook groups where, someone's asking a question and then someone says, my CPA says blah, blah, blah. And from what I'm reading, that is completely wrong. There are a lot of CPAs out there that just don't know a lot of different deductions that you can take, different type of way that you can have your inventory. So I would just make sure that they have some sort of knowledge before you go and pay for someone to do your taxes. If you feel pretty comfortable filling out your own Schedule C, and doing your taxes, and you kind of can learn from videos online, I 100% would recommend Mark 2. His handle is Not Your Dad's CPA. I will put his information in the description. I don't know if it's already over or if you can buy the course, but he does have some sort of course for resellers and doing your taxes. He has a whole bunch of videos out there that are so knowledgeable. Just one example would be, he had a video out about, how do you handle selling your own items? Since you're selling them at a loss, do you still need to put that in as your grand total for your sales? And can you deduct anything? So I highly suggest him. And then the last thing I will say about taxes, I know that there has been it's every year, the question is always, how much money do I need to have made before I file for taxes? And, I will leave that up to you, but legally, if you make $1, that should be put on your taxes. I know there's some people that think that they can just skirt by, which, that's completely up to you, but all I'm going to say is if you get audited and all of a sudden there's a bunch of deposits from eBay, Poshmark, PayPal, any of that, I don't really know what you're going to say to the IRS to where that money's coming from. So that's all I'm going to say for taxes. So now getting into my sales, last week was pretty much similar to the week before. I was hoping it would be a little bit higher, but, we're getting closer to people getting their tax money. I think I'm kind of seeing that. Once again, Mercari has been stepping it up. It actually beat my eBay sales this week, so I don't know if it has anything to do with their shipping. 1 pound option is a little bit less than it was. I don't know if that's making any difference because I'm not really doing anything different as opposed to listing and how I did in the past. So now I will flip you around and we'll take a look at some of my listings. So that gives you an idea of how I take my photos, what keywords I use, what my titles look like. So this is the week of January 29th through February 4th. And Mercari, like I said, did better than eBay. Not entirely sure what's going on there, but I totally welcome it. Gross sales were $214.60. And Mercari's fees were $31.82. 6 items sold there, leaving me with $182.78. I did have a pretty high priced item there, so that is the bulk of that. And then on Poshmark, $430 in sales. Shipping and fees were $86.95. 16 items sold, still pretty low for Poshmark. That left me with $343.05. Then onto eBay, 6 sales, that's pretty average. Gross sales were $187.16 after fees and shipping. That leaves me with $126.74. Then onto live sales, I did just do, how many did I do last week? I think maybe just the one. And it does seem that when I am doing the live sales, I get more normal sales. I think it's partially due to when you upload your listings for the sale, I think that's counting as like technically a new listing in your closet. It's not for sale, but when I go to my Poshmark, I don't know, analytics, like I can't remember what they call it, where they show you, how much money you're making and how many listings you put up a day. In there, it's showing that when I do my live sales, I normally have like close to 30, and then I'm also listing close to 20 every day. So it's looking like I'm listing 50 items. So that might be helping me in the algorithm. I'm not 100% sure if that is true or not, but that is a good thing. So with that live sale, I actually had the same person buy 3 items, and, it was for a total of $21, which is fine. I get all of that stuff from the bins. So my average sale price was $7. I'm probably paying, 1 to 2 for the items at the bin, so that was great. And I will say that once again, the most requested brand that I am seeing in these live shows when I do the plus size shows is Torrid. So if that is something that you have and you want to kind of get rid of it, I would suggest doing a live show because people are definitely looking for it. So my totals for this week were $852.76 after fees and my average cost of goods, which is around $3. That left me with $600.62 for the week with an average sale price of $27.51 with 31 items sold. So now we will take a look at my listings. First on Poshmark was a Catherine's. It's a plus size brand. It was new with tags. I got this at Savers for a couple dollars. I kind of tried playing with this brand. I can't really find a sweet spot with it. I feel like I've picked up some things and they don't move at all. They get zero attention. This one had some attention but took quite a while to sell. I have heard the bigger sizes the better, like 4X, 5X, so we'll see. I've had this sweater since I can't remember if it was it must have been last winter. 41 Hawthorne. Is that a Nordstrom brand maybe? But this was a cashmere hooded sweater and this sold for an offer of 21. I got this at Savers. I don't believe it was vintage. It just was made to look vintage. And this I had listed, relisted many, many times. And finally, somebody did buy it outright at $50. Levi's, the baggy jeans, and a size 30. I picked these up at the bins a couple months ago. That went for my full price, I believe, of 35. These Doc Martens I got at the bins, they were in pretty rough shape, but I will say it is like so amazing what the Doc Martens Wonder Balm can do. Like these in the toe area looked really kind of scuffed and they were just very dry looking. And now they look 1,000 times better. I paid probably, I think shoes are like $3 maybe at the bins. So 3 into 40, and I think they were only listed for probably 2 weeks. Victoria's Secret, I actually sold a couple bras from Victoria's Secret, which is kind of surprising. Lately, it's been a kind of a hard move for me. This one went for an offer of 20. Spanx, I will pick this brand up in almost anything as long as it's a decent size. It moves very well for me. This was a new to me brand, Triforce. I don't know much about this brand. From what I could tell looking at the tags on it and when I was looking for comps, it is like, I believe, a hard cased makeup bag. This one was missing the crossbody strap, so it didn't go for as much as I was hoping, but $32 is still great. I did find this at Goodwill in an actual store, I think for $7. Zessica, never heard of this brand. This photo is from Amazon, so I'm assuming it's some sort of kind of cheaper brand, but they were like $40 on Amazon, which is insane to me. I picked this up at the bins and this sold probably within 2 months. Soft Surroundings, I love selling this brand. If you can find it new at tags, bigger sizes do better. This was embroidered a 3X. I did have it listed for higher. Someone offered me 35. I decided to take it. Abercrombie and Fitch, I've had these forever, it seems. They were only a small, and I don't have great luck selling this brand in like anything. I don't know if it's just me, if it's how I'm marketing it, but someone finally offered me 20, and I said, you can definitely have it. Calvin Klein, wouldn't pick this up again. It was new with tags. I think I got it for $2 at Goodwill. Had it for a while. Someone offered me 10 and I wanted to move it. Victoria's Secret, I'm guessing this is going to be a Valentine's Day situation. I've had this for quite a while too. I went on kind of a kick where I was picking up just pretty much anything Victoria's Secret that was in this type of style where it's like a little nighty, anything like that. Some sell better than others. If you can find the costumes from Victoria's Secret, those are worth a lot of money, so definitely look into that if you find those. This you probably saw, what, 2 weeks ago, this sold on eBay. They ended up returning it. I do offer returns, but the buyer has to pay shipping unless there's an issue that was on my end. So, as much as returns suck, it's really only just wasting my time, not my money. So I did list it again, and then this one sold. It sold again in like I think a day on an offer. I thought about letting it sit, but I just wanted to move it, so it went for 34. Chico's, not a huge fan of this brand. It is a smaller size, but I did pick it up on style. This military look seems to do pretty well, especially in White House black market jackets, if you find those. Jane and Delancey is a newer brand to me. I think within just like the last 6 months, I didn't know anything else about it prior to then. And it seems to do best in XL and above. I've never tried it in smaller sizes, but it does go fairly quickly in these sizes. Now into Mercari. This was the sale of the week. I bought this, I think, probably at least a year ago. I thought this would have went a lot faster. This was from 2006. It was Morbid Threads. If you can find vintage Morbid Threads, that does well. This time frame of Morbid Threads does okay too. You could use keywords like mall goth, emo. This was new with tags still. That is why I was able to get $120, and it was an extra large. It's like a maid style dress. This one had also been listed and or delisted and relisted a whole bunch of times, and finally someone did pay the full asking price. The Mountain, I do pretty well with these shirts. You just have to make sure to price them correctly. Bigger sizes seem to do better, more kind of unique styles, as opposed to, I don't know, just like a monkey or something might do better that I've found. So this one did go for an offer of 22. Quicksilver, this came in a Quick Lots box, and I've had this for over a year. I had a couple of these that were in there, so this is the last one to go, and this one did go for an offer of 16. Free People, this brand is really kind of hit or miss for me. I really make sure now going forward I look up comps just because it is very saturated and it just seems to sit for the most part for me. I honestly don't remember where I got this. I'm assuming Goodwill. And I don't think that this would have made it all the way to clearance, so I'm guessing I probably paid around $7 for it, and this did go on an offer for 30. Rose Gal, don't know anything about this brand. I believe it to be like a Shein type situation. I found this at the bins. I found actually a couple that were similar to this style where it has like the lace up look and then kind of flowy with different lace details, very witchy, very goth. I picked all of those up. The other ones I picked up sold almost immediately. And this one I've had for quite a while, so it did go for an offer of $12.60. Another Victoria's Secret bra. I've had this one for a while. Like I said, if they're just kind of plain bras, I'm definitely probably going to stay away from them unless I can get them super cheap and new with tags or something. Otherwise, probably going to leave them. This went for an offer of 14. Now onto eBay. These Madewell men's jeans came in a Quick Lots box not that long ago, and these went for an offer of 30. Okay, so this ornament actually came from my aunt. She gave me like a box of different older Christmas items. I didn't know really what to expect. I did a very minimal research on it, and I think I listed this one for 11 and took an offer of $7.99. Not bad for one single ornament.
This I picked up from the bins. I thought it was absolutely beautiful. It was this huge, like maxi circle skirt with this really pretty pattern, size small. And this one went for an offer of 22.99. Lane and Bryant, not a huge moneymaker. If you can find new with tags, more current styles, and it seems like bottoms do best for me in this brand. These I picked up at the bins, and that's normally the only place I will pick it up unless it would be like a $1.99 or something at Goodwill. And these went for an offer of 20. Democracy, jeans, normally I like this brand. I've never seen tops in it before. I did find this at my Goodwill. It was new with tags, it was a bigger size, and it was all the way clearance to $1.99. So I thought I would give it a shot because it had this really pretty like crochet detail all throughout. And this went for an offer of 23.99 and sold, I think, within the same week of listing. This I have sold at least once, if not twice on eBay, and it's always been returned. So I'm hoping the third time's a charm and this person really likes it. It I've had this for at least a year. So on this one, I will show you some keywords that I did use, and that would be whimsy goth, whimsical, pastel, romantic, Bridgerton, feminine, folklore, and Victorian. So those are just some that I use when I have kind of like these pirate sleeves with this ruffled lace hem. Speaking of keywords, a new one that I just found that seems to be pretty popular right now is mob wife. So if you have any bigger faux fur coats or like animal prints, pretty much anything that kind of goes with that, I would suggest using that keyword. I think it's pretty popular over on Depop.
Going into next week, I think I'm going to continue with the live sales. We'll see what that kind of brings. I'm hoping that that continues to bring more activity to my closet, whether it be because I'm putting up those listings or if it's just I'm appeasing the Poshmark gods. I'm not really sure. I'm thinking about running a pretty substantial sale on eBay and then probably doing a big closet clear out on Poshmark this Sunday during the Super Bowl or like maybe a little bit before the Super Bowl and see if that gets any activity. There's a lot of people that are only there to watch the commercials, so they could be on their phones during the actual game part. Let me know in the comments below how your sales have been doing. Are they starting to pick up? I sure hope that they are. And as always, if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to give it a like. It really helps out the channel and I really appreciate it. I will see you on the next video. Bye!